Who doesn't want a big V8 ute? Ram will soon be swapping the Hemi V8 for an inline 6, so I thought I'd take the V8 for one last spin. This is the Laramie variant, which sits in about the middle of the range. But it's the one to go for, I reckon, as you still get plenty of features and luxury at a reasonable price. Well, compared with other American pickup trucks in Australia. The exterior is reserved and refined, with plenty of chrome detailing suggesting its American heritage. And in this colour, there's a whiff of prestige about it, especially with the almost chrome 20-inch alloy wheels. In the back, you've got a massive cargo bed with a load length of just over 1.7 metres and width of 1.69 metres, or just under 1.3 metres between the wheel arches. The brake towing capacity is 4.5 tonnes. However, with a gross combination mass of 7.7 tonnes and a curb weight of 2.6, you're left with around 600 kilograms of payload at maximum capacity. Although this is a heavy-duty workhorse, it does come with selectable four-wheel drive with a 4x4 auto mode that you can use on the tarmac. However, the long wheelbase and ground clearance of 217mm means it's not the most hardcore off-roader in this class. Check out the inside. I love this interior. It's so big and spacious, but also very practical. You've got loads of storage around the center console, more than enough USB ports, and good quality fit and finish. The huge touchscreen is nicely integrated into the dash design. It's not just stuck on like in some vehicles, and the latest model comes with a digital gauge cluster. Seating comfort and space is excellent. If you're too big to fit in here, then you're probably too big to fit in any vehicle. Up at the back, it's even more impressive. Look at the legroom. It's like a limousine in here. You've got multiple cup holders and bottle holders, a bunch of charging ports, and a completely flat floor, so even the middle seat passenger is comfortable. And then under the bonnet, we've got the good old 5.7 litre naturally aspirated petrol V8 Hemi engine. The latest model features the e-torque mild hybrid system, running a 48 volt generator, which also doubles as the starter motor during stop-start driving. It doesn't add any power to the total figures though. You've got 291 kilowatts and 556 newton meters. What's it like driving the Ram 1500 V8? Fucking awesome, if I'm honest, actually. It's just so empowering to drive with that V8 chugging away in the background. It's not super powerful. I mean, the engine is powerful, but in this big, heavy vehicle, the power to weight ratio is not especially impressive, but it just suits the nature of this type of vehicle because it's just cruising along. It feels so effortless, and the sound as well just really helps that soothing character. Now, obviously vehicles like this are not designed for driving about in the city. They're designed for out in the open country like here, although we're about to encounter some tight hairpins and so on, but yeah, it's designed for out in the bush and out farming and all that sort of thing. Country roads where it just eats up the miles. But even in tight situations like this hairpin, it's just fine. I've got excellent visibility all around me, including out the back, big rear windscreen. You've got that opening rear window as well, although I don't really know where that would come in handy, but it's kind of a novelty and it's pretty cool. It doesn't really, you know, sacrifice anything, so it's cool to have it there. But yeah, over the front, you've got good visibility because you've got a super perched up driving position. Like I can clearly see all around me. About the only thing that's kind of a little bit hesitant, I guess, is I can't see the corners of the bonnet, and because this has such a big chunky bonnet sticking out and it is so wide, I'm not completely sure where that corner is. Like if there was a person standing there or a tree or something like that and I was trying to park, I wouldn't be 100% where that corner is, at least initially. You've got to get used to every vehicle you drive. You know, sometimes you get in a vehicle and it just takes you a little bit to get used to. So I think give it a few days. Like I've had this now for a week, and yeah, I'm pretty used to it. I can park it pretty easily, and I know where everything is. But when I first got in, just that big chunky dashboard, it kind of, yeah, it's a little bit intimidating, I guess. It can be anyway. Just while we're sitting here waiting for the green light, you may have noticed the fuel light is on. It's just dropped below 1/4 of a tank, and then the fuel light came on, but averaging 14.4 litres per 100 kilometres. I don't know, I guess that's pretty bad if you stack it up against diesel dual cab utes that are not the same size as this and don't have the same capability as this. But yeah, whatever way you look at it, you are going to be spending money on fuel driving something like this. It does have auto stop start. This has got the mild hybrid technology, as I said. So when it starts back up again, it uses that generator under the bonnet, which is like what the Toyota, the Hilux system is. Just a dual, what do you call it? A double way alternator basically, and it's able to push the engine around, like spin the engine over and get it back firing without the starter motor. So it's very smooth when you just leave stop start on. It's yeah, it's almost like you don't even know. Whether it adds actual economy or even performance is another thing. I don't think it adds any performance whatsoever. In fact, the extra weight of that and the electrical components to run it probably offsets any performance benefit, but economy, I suppose it would. It doesn't have the ability to drive like under electric power alone, like a full hybrid or a plug-in hybrid. It's just mainly for the stop-start system, and it just provides some assistance getting off the line and so on. In terms of the handling, yeah, it's all right. Like, the steering is intuitive enough, responsive enough. I've got a bit of feedback coming through. I understand what's going on. If you start pushing it a bit faster, that weight, yeah, you start to feel that weight coming in, and it's like, yeah, I better not push it too much, but it doesn't feel completely uncomfortable on a winding road. Like, it's a pleasure to drive. It's really relaxing. It's better as a cruiser, but you'll be surprised by the lack of body roll. Like, it just steers in. There's no sort of big lean over, even though it is a big, tall vehicle. The tyres, they're Nexen tyres fitted to this example. They're not the best in my opinion. You'll see in the upcoming braking test that the stopping distance from 100, yeah, it's not all that good. I think fitting better tyres might see that reduced a little bit. Although you could say that the weight of the vehicle alone also contributes to a longer stopping distance compared with a lighter weight vehicle. Overall, I love driving these. They're just so comfortable and relaxing, and they give you that sense of confidence on the road. I know that's, you know, a bit superficial or whatever, but it does. It really does. And it feels empowering, as I said. I'd love to go for a big road trip in one of these around Australia. I think it would just be so comfortable, and it just feels very capable as well. All right, let's head out now to the performance test and see what it goes like.